Hey YouTube, Kiratwig here, bringing you guys one of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion videos. Today we'll be talking about the Invasion Vengeance booster pack coming out. Sneak peek is this weekend, which means a lot of us are going to be buying packs of this set. There are a lot of really cool cards in this set as well. As I've stated in my booster box video, the green packs usually are pretty game-changing. We get a lot of good support in the green ones that either, make a new powerful deck or add on to past decks. And with this discussion video, I'm basically going to be talking about cards that you're most excited about in this set. So I made a list of some of the cards that I'm most excited about that I'm going to share with you guys. And at the end, you guys can share down below which ones you're most excited for. These are just some of the cards. I still haven't figured out, if I'm going to build one of the new decks from this set. Cristrons look really cool. I'm always a big fan of, the synchro kind of decks, and this one has a different variety of monsters that make more, in a way they remind me of Gem Knights for synchros. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the video. First, as you can see, the one card I'm most excited for is the Wang Qianghou, Origin of the Yangzing. It's a level 5 synchro, very easy to make, and it's also a tuner, and it helps because it has an adjustable level effect. If it's special summon, you can add one Yangzing from your deck to your hand, and once per turn you can send a worm type monster from your deck to the graveyard, and this card's level becomes the same level as the sent monsters. So if it leaves the field, you can special summon one Yangzing from your deck. You can only special summon this card once per turn. It has so much potential in the deck for a level 5 synchro. It's easy to make. You can use Suwani and Chuen, and the fact that you can adjust its level and have a lot of choices as well, since you can go all the way from Pulawo to Zafroxy with this card, and basically use it to make any of the other Yangzing monsters, or even, in a sense, Crystal Wing. A lot of variety with this card. You can hit pretty much anything. Like I said before, it has not any attack power. It's defense, but it has the special summon effect, which is good. It was also revealed to be an ultra rare, so it's not going to be too difficult to pull. Much easier than a secret. So I'm definitely going to want to get a few of these for my Yangzing deck. I've been playing it a lot lately also, so I'm excited for that. Next up, we have the Pot of Acquisitiveness. I am going to butcher that, but it's late. I'm not even going to try. I tried. I can usually, do very well with vocabulary. But anyway, it was announced as a super rare for the TCG, which is very nice. Its effect is you target 3 banished monsters, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 per turn. It's also a quick play spell card, so, if for some reason you need to activate on your opponent's turn, you have that option. But the fact that it's super rare makes it a lot easier than Pot of Desires. I'm still sure it'll be, if anything, a short print super. Ratios like Twin Twister, or even just like hard to get. Price wise, I don't think it'll be too expensive. Maybe the high single digits, but that at most. But we'll just have to wait and see for that. Splashable in a lot of decks. I think it's also meant to kind of complement Pot of Desires in a way. The cards you banished, put them back, draw a card. But other than that, I can see potential in this card. Not as stable as Desires have been, but definitely good for some banished situations. After that, we have the new Clifford down card. I was always a fan of the Clifford archetype, and this card just, is extremely broken in the deck. You special summon this card as an effect monster, and if you do, Klee spell and traps you control cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn, so that protects your field spell, your sacrifice, and this card is not treated as a trap card. It also protects your pendulum scales also, so your scout plays will go off. And if this card is summoned this way, it can be treated as a tribute for 3 tribute summon monsters of an Apocryphort monster. So we don't have towers anymore. Otherwise, this would make the deck probably tier 0 in a way. But we do have Skybase, which is not as broken as towers, but still very much easier to get out. It's just basically a 2-card Skybase now. With this card and Skybase, all you have to do is make sure that you're able to summon this card out. But the fact that you can protect your scout play, because I was always, twin twistered with my scout play, so that's one thing I had to watch out for with this card. But other than that, definitely going to be splashing a few of these in my Clifford deck. It's also a rare, so very easy to get. Next up, we have the new Yangzing card. I forgot to put the name for this one, but it's like 9 pass of the Yangzing or something like that. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control a Yangzing card, negate the activation. And if you do, shuffle that card into the deck, then destroy one other Yangzing card you control. So you can get off your Yangzing effect with this card and also stop a lot of your opponent's effects. It's basically I would say more balanced Solemn Strike for the deck. You always have a Yangzing monster on the field most of the time, and the fact that it shuffles the card into the deck, then destroys, relies on a lot better. It can stop pendulum cards, Burning Abyss effects in the graveyard, just by shuffling into the deck. It's such a good mechanic. It's what makes Castel so good. And it's also another rare, just like the Clifford down. So for people who had Yangzings and Cliffords looking for support, this can be an easy grab for you. Next up, we have one of the more pricey cards. I've seen pre-orders for this card be at least 50 or 60. Totally awesome, otherwise known as Treat Toad. Looking for this, the Toad deck does look really fun with Swap Frog, Substitute, Ronin Toadin. It's also pretty much a Cyber Dragon Infinity for the deck. Negation, plus setting the cards on your side of the field is pretty interesting in my opinion. If you negate Upstart, you get an Upstart. I just hope, the price settles after a while, maybe, in the 40 range. It'd be a little easier for people to get. But I know a lot of decks run 3 of this, which does not make, me too happy. But, I'll take what I can get with this card. Next up, we have the Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. I saw this card in the anime, and I was very happy with the results of this card. You gotta use the Phantom Knight's rank up spell that we're getting for the easiest play with Dark Rebellion, and it has a 0 attack and attack gain, so zeroing your opponent's monster and gaining that for you. And then you can also, special summon one Xyz monster from your graveyard when your opponent activates a monster effect to negate the activation, destroy it. So you can get back Dark Rebellion just for extra monster plays. It's a very cool card. Might want to test around with it just to see if I can do anything interesting, make a playable deck with this. I think it's secret rare as well. I don't know what the price will be for this card. If it'll see easier play, we'll just have to wait and see. And then to finish up my list, there's so much in this set, I couldn't cover everything in just one video. But lastly, Fraud Freeze, and Fraud Freeze is in general, plays for all the Cardian cards that are in this set. We're getting basically Cardians have their own card advance, which I won't have to run that card in my deck anymore. I'll just be able to run that spell card. But Fraud Freeze stops pendulum summonings. The biggest thing that when I played Cardians and got the Synchro monster out was if my opponent could just hit over that monster with a bigger monster, that would ruin my play. So with Fraud Freeze, I can at least stop some special summon play. I can stop pendulum summoning from the hand by returning them back to the hand. It's one way to shut down monster plays for my opponent, big monsters from the hand. Other than that, I don't think this will be too big of a rarity. I'd be kind of disappointed if it was that big of a rarity. Cardians are more of a fun deck, so I don't want anything too difficult to get for the deck. But having some Super Cardians to match the other ones I already have would be pretty nice. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion of cards that I'm most interested in this set. Cards to look out for also. I know Star Venom is going to be a big one for everybody. A lot of Metal Foe monsters also bumped up in rarity from the previous rare monsters they had. So be sure to look out for those. I know usually when Sneak comes out, I'm looking for pretty much everything. It's a treasure trove just to be able to get as much as you can, and trade them with other people for more stuff. That's the main fun of Sneak Peek. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Kiratwig out.